What's up, guys? This is Killer right here. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Yeah, this is my video on Lost Planet 2 and Capcom's franchise as a whole. I'm making these new videos, just rant videos, I call them, and these videos are basically I just want to talk about like the franchise as a whole, the game as a whole, and just give you my not just my opinion, and I'm not gonna be biased about anything. I have people who actually message me and ask me questions, and I will answer them live. And I will tell you all about them, and basically I just give everything I've read on the computer screen, viewpoints to you guys as a whole. Yeah, so if you have any comments or questions, comment below, like, subscribe, but let's actually start with the real meat of the video, and that's going to be the Capcom franchise itself. Capcom is actually, I think the Capcom is actually famous due to Street Fighter. Street Fighter made this franchise what it is today. And if it wasn't for Street Fighter, I don't think this kind of franchise would be existing now. That's my opinion. Now, other people, on the other hand, give a couple games out. I mean, I don't want to look through all of them comments again, because they all want to be called anonymous, so I can't really say their names either. So, if people would just say, I believe that, and as I did some, I counted them, I think my opinion was right that, after Street Fighter, Capcom just kind of either went down or kind of like in a straight line, not really. They kind of went down and into a straight line, kind of like some curve that just never went back up. And Lost Planet 2 kind of sparked something, but then the American audience didn't like it, apparently, and they shut down the entire series as a whole. Now, I'm going to show you why I chose to put this game in the background as you guys listen to me, because I don't want you to be bored, but there's also a reason I put this game in the back. But first, we want to talk about, other points are that Capcom is also Capcom, however you pronounce it. Like all other franchises are millions of dollar corporations. And my point being because of that is that, so that means they are making money. So when I say they're not making money, I don't want people commenting or sending messages saying, well, they're $100 million, billion-dollar foundation, this, and this, and this, and okay, so I'm just telling you right now that when I say they're not making as much, that means compared to their maximum, they haven't shown anything close to it of how much they made. And so, this brings up Lost Planet 2. Now, the reason I put this game up there is not only for entertainment to watch these pictures and slideshows, but it's also to show you guys. I think, this is my opinion, that this game is easily the most easiest game that you could edit to make it popular and make Capcom one of the more larger leading things, more better than it is here today. Now, how I think they should do this is that they should. I know they've abandoned the series, but they shouldn't abandon the concept of this game. I like what they did here, where they broke down the game into factions, and you played as all the factions, and you kind of like just enjoy everything. You enjoy everyone's opinion, and you also online had a lot of levels you can play, a lot of options you can do. But I think all they need to do here is just improve on the story itself, because number one was good. Number two, that story wasn't that good. I mean, it was too cliche, I want to say, how all the good guys come together and take on the bad guy. I mean, I've seen so much of that in, like, when I was a kid. I mean, freaking Cinderella stories and all that, where the seven dwarfs came in there, all that. Snow White, actually, that was Snow White, wow. But my point being is that, when I was a kid, I heard all these stories about, the good guy comes in there, and the bad guy is there, and the good guy fights, and the good guy wins, and blah blah blah, and they get happily ever after the end, right? Well, that was when I was a kid. Now, 10, 20 years later, I'm sitting here, and I'm still seeing the good guys come together. Now there's 6 good guys come together, and they take on one bad army, basically. And I really think people need to understand that like people who messaged me also said the same thing, that when you split into 6 factions, there was no real development of any sort. There was just, this is a group of people, they lived, some of them were mercenaries, some mercenaries did this, they kind of give you like where they are at the moment, and they just shut down, you just jumped into the story basically, which I'm not saying is bad, because supposedly it says on the cover that 10 years has passed, but in the story it kind of like doesn't agree with that, because some of them say that like, I would see like, you just have to play the game basically to see what I'm saying. I can't remember their exact words, but when you play the game campaign, you'll hear like some of the stuff they'll say. You're just like, wait a minute, this was supposed to be 10 years ago, and you know, they act like it's been like 20, 100 years passed by, or they say stuff like that. But yeah, I think they need to work on the story. Now, I don't think they need to. Also, they need to work on is maps, like the whole geographic thing as a whole. Online play, if you have the game, Thunderfield and Dual Complex is, I think, the only 2 levels where they have this. Dual Complex is depth. You have multiple layers, multiple areas, multiple options of things to do. Thunderfield is kind of like a flat plain with a couple of hills you can hide behind. It's kind of like, you know, mountainous sort of area. So it's kind of like a real war zone. And Dual Complex is a real strategic zone. But all the other maps really don't have any depth. Even in campaign, they really don't have anything. It's really like a straight path, like boom, or like maybe like you have to grapple up like 2 flights of, I don't know, stairs, ladders, whatever. And it's just, I don't think that's if they improve on that, I really think that this game would literally skyrocket. Now this another person commented on my thing and said that or sent me a message actually and said that he would like to see, he or she, I don't know what it is, but they would like to see Capcom try to expand itself in a third-person shooter thing. Now, the only reason I bring that up right at this moment, because I haven't gone to the comments section yet, is because if you want a more better third-person shooter, I don't think you need to go very far and change it up a bit, because COD is very popular in America. But I personally think that COD is way too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like for people, it's too simple of a, like their online gameplay is too simple of a structure. I mean, that's kind of hard to explain. I'm kind of like clueless speaking right now, but like when you play Lost Planet 2, there's kind of like depth on how you can, options and what you can do to kind of move around and all that, and kind of evade your opponents. And COD, you can always say there is stuff, but I've played it and I've seen people play it. Really, that really doesn't run through your mind when you play. I mean, even when I play, I'm guilty of this. It doesn't like run to like crouch or to hide behind like a wall and like snipe or something. No, you just want to go, and then we'll go like man up, press on, and all that. And that's what I think people need to understand, is this third-person shooters need to really kind of give it like a third-person shooter feel. I mean, think about it as if a person was actually playing in there. First of all, you wouldn't be that obvious. Second of all, you would obviously have more options of things to do. You at least try to maneuver around better than this that they can do. I think it's really limited. Like every game has this, every third-person shooter I think has this, where it's just like you either can roll, crouch, or grab onto something. There's more options. Like in life, you can do a lot more things. If they threw you on the middle of the battlefield, you're not gonna be rolling, crouching, or climbing. You're gonna be doing a lot more other stuff to make sure you don't get killed out there. And I think they need to incorporate that into not just Capcom, but as a whole. But going back to Capcom and Lost Planet 2, the third and final thing I think they can really upgrade on is just this whole concept of what they're trying to achieve in the game. Like, in the game, the final boss is a huge acrid, right? The entire level, all you're fighting is Nevik soldiers, and you're trying to prevent them from doing something. And they all meet up together somehow. You know, because I don't even know how they meet up together. They just all of a sudden just pop up together in the middle of, like, a volcano or something like that. And all of a sudden you jump into, like, the final boss being an acrid. I just don't feel that... I mean, I know they talk about it in the story that this and this is gonna happen and all that, but there should have been something where, like, a squad went in there and investigated. They need to have, like, concepts that bring you towards, okay, so there was a squad that accidentally met the acrid, and then you meet up with them somehow, and then now you're introduced to this acrid thing, and also to two sides of the story, basically, the enemy soldiers and the acrids. Instead, all of a sudden, acrids just pop into all the bosses. Acrids just pop in, and they're like, geothermal energy is going up, blah 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 blah. Okay, like, are you serious? Come on now. This is like the most boringest thing I've ever heard. Who goes up there in a video game and be like, geothermal energy is up, that's why there's monsters? No, you don't play a game and run like math problems that are in the game or something. You want it to kind of be like, okay, so this is what's going on, this is what we need to do, and oh, okay, so this squad of people met them, they've met the source, oh, okay, we're introduced now to acrids. Okay, so now this group of people want to attack the army, they realize their plan, oh, now we have introduced to Navik Ops, whatever they're called, and now you have the entire story being rounded up. So my whole point of this whole video is to say for Capcom to not give up, and I mean, even if they abandon this franchise, keep the same concept and just revolve around it, kind of make it more dimensional, and I think that will really succeed in this game. So subscribe, like, and you know, tell me your comments, concerns, questions, anything, you know, hit me up. And yeah, that's it, guys. So see ya, and I have other videos on. Also, my videos are censored, so I mean, I don't say any cuss words or anything to have more audiences come watch. So yeah, so feel free, you know, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff. See you guys.